Hi everyone, my name is Harjot, and today we're going to be talking about the All of Us study. I hope you all are doing well, and let's just dive into it. The PI for this study is Dr. Alexander or Sandy Borowski. And so, what is All of Us? All of Us is a research program that aims to enroll 1 million individuals across the United States, so not just around UC-DMC, but all across the United States, to help build the most diverse health database ever. And it takes into account factors like lifestyle, socioeconomic status, environment, and biology. And the purpose of this is to create more precise medicine that looks at an individual and not a whole group. So the inclusion criteria, patients must be 18 years and older, no incarcerated individuals, and something that's a little different for the study that is not often found in the other studies is that pregnant individuals can be enrolled. So keep that in mind. And patients must be either English or Spanish speaking. And a note for this is that this is an RA study, which means you can enroll without an RC present. And this is because we're not obtaining the informed consent from the patient. The enrollment process that they do on the iPad is actually where the informed consent comes from. So this study can be a little daunting at first because there is a lot of steps that you have to follow, but we'll go through each of those steps really thoroughly right now, and hopefully you'll feel confident when you actually get to approach a patient for this. So step one, look on EMR for patients that fit the inclusion criteria. So we just talked about the simple inclusion criteria. So you would be on EMR looking for patients that fit into that. And even though the study does have an IRB number, please don't enter the chart because there's really no need. All the information that you need can be found on the EMR front home screen. So since this study is really similar to the QI study in terms of the inclusion criteria, you should probably be screening for patients that you would both try to enroll into QI and All of Us at the same time. So when you would approach the patient, you would talk about QI and All of Us. So this takes us into our second step where we talk about the iPad that is used for the study. The iPad is not the same iPad that is used in the QI study. The QI study uses the blue iPad, and it's a lot smaller than this iPad. That one doesn't have a passcode, but this one does. The passcode will be written on the whiteboard that's in the research office in case you ever forget it, but it's also written there. And please be courteous to the people that are coming after you, so remember to sanitize it after you use it, and also sanitize it before you use it for your own safety and cleanliness. And make sure to put it back into the charging dock after use, so the people after you that are going to use it have a full charged iPad. So step three, once you find a patient that looks like they could be eligible for this study, you would go to find the appropriate nurse to enter that patient's room to see if they'll give you permission to do so. But before you even do this, make sure while you were screening that you made sure that they had a green COVID column color. So hopefully by the time that you're in the ED to screen, you will already have inserted a COVID column into your EMR home screen. It looks like what's shown right here with the green filled in boxes. So you want to only approach patients that have that green filled in box. Patients that don't have that are either waiting for a test result or haven't gotten one, and definitely don't enter a patient's room if they have a red positive box. So other than that, make sure you wear a face shield before entering the patient's room and foam in and foam out. This is only if the nurse says that the patient is appropriate to approach. So step four, once you are allowed to go into the room, introduce yourself to the patient after filming in and ask if you have their permission to take a few moments of their time to discuss the study. And if after they say yes, explain the purpose of the study. So try to really give them a sense of what the study is about, kind of what we talked about before about making more precision medicine to create more inclusive, diverse healthcare database that will serve more people and understand patient health and disease better. So after you do that, make sure you inform them of all of the commitment that comes with the study. So the study does take 45 minutes if they choose to sign up, and they will have to give a one-time blood and urine specimen and have physical measurements taken. So if it is before 5 p.m., inform the patient that their measurements can be taken right there in the ED because the All of Us team is still going to be there. But if it's after 5 p.m., you have to tell the patient that the All of Us team will contact them to find another healthcare facility where their measurements can be taken. And if an individual is not comfortable with their physical measurements being taken because of the physical proximity, then the information that's in EMR will be used. And let them know that they will get a $25 gift card for their time because the study is a little more extensive and takes more of the patient's time. And the study lasts for 10 years, and they can receive additional health surveys during that time. And also something that's a little cool that comes out of the study is that they will receive information about the samples that they give to the All of Us team. So information about like ancestry or their genes. For example, like if there's somebody that doesn't like cilantro, like why is that? What's in their genes that's causing that? So here's just a little infographic of what is asked of participants. This just helped me kind of think about everything that I need to tell them. So first is like they will have to enroll and consent. There's going to be surveys that they're going to have to fill out. They will have to give physical measurements and biospecimens, and that includes the time commitment that happens due to that, especially if they're there after 5 p.m. and have to go to a healthcare facility. And then after their visit, these specimens are actually not looked at by UCDMC. It's actually Mayo Clinic, so you can let them know that. And let's go forward. So step 6, you tell the patient all of this and they decide that they do want to enroll and they are interested in this study. So then you would hand them the purple iPad that we talked about before to start the enrollment process. There's an All of Us app, and there's also a way for you to find all of us, joining all of us online. You can just type in joinallofus.com and it will take you through the process. So after that, you would hand them the iPad and allow them to go through the process themselves. Remind them that they will need to have an electronic device that can receive a text message or an email for dual factor authentication. If they for some reason don't have it or their phone is dead, you can tell them that they can have a pamphlet for now and that they will be able to follow up with study coordinators on their own time to complete it later, because they do need that electronic device. So step 7, you can leave the iPad with the patient. Don't worry about it either getting lost or stolen or anything like that. The iPad is tracked by the hospital. And make sure you just come into the room every 10 to 15 minutes to see if they need any assistance at any point. This might seem a little daunting because you are feeling like you're going into the room multiple times, but sometimes they need assistance with things, and we want to make sure that they feel comfortable through this enrollment process. While you're waiting, make sure that you're screening for other studies or you're looking to approach other patients. Don't just like wait by their room or do anything like that to make them uncomfortable or make them feel like you're waiting on them. Just check in casually every 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so almost to the end. Step 8, after the patient is enrolled, you have to contact the All of Us team. So after they finish the whole process, you get the iPad back, all of that, you would call the All of Us team at the phone number that's given right there. If they don't pick up, please leave a voicemail. If it's before 5 p.m. while the All of Us team is still there, you include the patient's first name and their bed number. But if it's after 5 p.m., you'd include the patient's first name and their contact information. And in both cases, send the All of Us team an email just to let them know that you enrolled the patient and left them a voicemail. And the email is right there, so allofus@ucdavis.edu. And step 9. So finally, we're at the end. You've enrolled a patient. They've completed everything. They're going to have their biospecimen taken at whatever time, depending on what time it is, before or after 5 p.m. So this is happening at the end of your shift. This does not happen right after you enroll a patient, unless you enroll the patient at the end of your shift. So while you're signing out, you will be asked on the Canvas page. While you're signing out, you will be asked if you approached any All of Us patients, and it will take you to this All of Us RA log, where you will log down we will log down the information on the patient that you approached. So please don't forget to do this at the end of your shift. You can also find this log on the front page of the EMR homepage on Canvas. You just press it and it takes you to this log where you fill out the information, and it'll direct you on what information is needed. So please don't forget this at the end of your shift. This is also crucial. And other than that, that's the whole All of Us study. It's not too scary once you get the hang of it. It's just you just have to follow the steps and make sure you contact the All of Us team after you do enroll a patient. And happy screening. Good luck, and I hope that you do find patients that want to be enrolled in this really cool study. And have a great day.